Howdy everyone, I am Nirvana Sparkle. This is your predictions for tonight's WWE Payback. Yeah, we haven't done one of these since WrestleMania, and we haven't done one of these without the Question Rumble to back it up. A lot of scheduling problems between us and Dr. Spartan that's prevented the Question Rumble from happening lately, so first off, I want to state apologies for that. We'll get it all settled rather quickly. You can be assured of that. But as for tonight's Payback pay-per-view, we're going to do the predictions a little bit differently because we're going to do the match card out of order because quite frankly, I just now looked at all the matches on the card, so just to keep me in line, so if I missed one or missed two, my apologies ahead of time. These are the matches I know about. But we'll start with the kickoff show, which is a WrestleMania 32 rematch in every sense of the word, even place, with Kalisto and Ryback. Now, Kalisto won the first round in Dallas at WrestleMania, but expect the flip-flop result to happen here as Ryback will claim his second individual singles title tonight. I do not like this particular idea. I just think if you're going to do a rematch, you would not have Ryback lose twice, especially seeing that Kalisto hasn't defended the belt since WrestleMania either. And once again, just like with WrestleMania, I have to ask, why is this not on the pay-per-view? It just puzzles me. But expect the match to kind of be the most boring thing on this card, but expect Ryback to come out the winner here. Now, here's where we get out of order. I'm going to start with what I consider the most interesting match of the night first. Enzo and Cass taking on the Vaudevillains. Insert NXT, 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 because both of these tag teams come from the proverbial mini brand. But now they've made their main roster stage. The Enzo and Cass on Raw while the Vaudevillains on SmackDown. Why is this match happening? Well, the winner will automatically become the number one contenders for the tag team titles after a long tournament featuring 8 different tag teams. Both of these tag teams have earned their way here. But if you listen to the crowd reaction, you already know my prediction ahead of time. I'm giving this one to Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass are the most popular tag team in the WWE right now. Heck, they might be 2 of the most popular stars in the entire company because of not only their ability to wrestle, but their ability to talk mic stick that has the crowd completely involved. Don't believe me? Just watch one of their entrances. Pick from main roster or NXT. The energy is vibrant, but don't expect the Vaudevillains, former NXT tag team champs, to go lying down in a heap. They'll be coming hard in this matchup, and expect a lot of coin flip near falls. You'll be surprised what these 2 young tag teams will do, but expect Enzo and Cass to win this contenders match, and I'll even say it ahead of time, expect them to be your new WWE Tag Team Champions, beating the New Day very soon. Maybe Extreme Rules soon, hopefully. Next up, we'll talk about the women's match. Yes, I finally get to say no divas. Oh my god, it feels so refreshing. In the first major pay-per-view defense of the Women's Championship sans its debut at WrestleMania, Charlotte will take her title and defend it once again against Natalya. Not a match we haven't seen before in the last few months, but with this added caveat. Ric Flair will be accompanying Charlotte to the ring, as per the usual. But WWE Hall of Famer and cancer survivor Bret the Hitman Hart will be accompanying Natalya to the ring. It is in this humble opinion that I believe this will probably mark Natalya's last match with the company. I feel this is a going away present. And as such, the old school wrestling rule applies here that when you leave, you must leave on your back. Case in point right here. So I expect Charlotte to once again retain the Women's Championship. But WWE, I stress, you're only barring for time. Sasha Banks with the Women's Championship is an endability. You might as well get it over with while you still can. But for tonight, we'll allow Charlotte to retain once again. Next up is a match for the Intercontinental title. Yay! Intercontinental title defended on a pay-per-view in a one-on-one straight match with no gimmicks. Yay! The Miz versus Cesaro. Now, you know how I feel about The Miz, but just in case you don't, I liken him to wrestling's version of Rainbow Dash. Egotistical, self-centered, self-gratitos, the so-called A-list movie actor, which, by the way, Miz, you're a D+, won the Intercontinental Championship after a returning Maurice, who used to be formerly a women's star of her own right, returned to help her real-life husband capture the Intercontinental title. But now a returning and red-hot Cesaro with a 007 style gimmick threatens the Miz's title reign to be quick and short. And it is in this reviewer's overall opinion that it should be quick and short. Emphasis on should be. I don't think it will be, however. I think a Miz win is due here. After all, hot swaps are bad for the credibility of the title. And sadly, although I don't like The Miz myself, there are a lot of other people that do. So sadly, the A-lister wins here. Next up is a straight up old-fashioned blood feud. And once again, insert NXT, NXT, NXT. Don't be fooled, these two are on the main rosters now, and mainstays. But this feud goes all the way back to NXT, and more appropriately, the debut night of Kevin Owens there. You see, Sami Zayn won the NXT Championship that night in the first takeover known as Revolution, but also making his debut match with a young Kevin Owens. Fresh off a devastating win, he then interrupts Sami Zayn's title celebration and ends up injuring him for 6 months, costing him a good majority of his career and a good push after a match against John Cena. Fast forward to the Royal Rumble months later, and the blood feud continued. Sami Zayn not forgiving and not forgetting, even spreading all the way to WrestleMania 32, where where it was mainly because of Zayn's actions that Kevin Owens was unable to keep Zack Ryder from winning the Intercontinental title. But now this blood feud will come to a head as the two best friends in and out of the ring formally deal with their differences in the ring. Sadly, I would have wished this match would have had a belt attached to it, but the pure hatred and the pure athletic skill will have to do. Look for these two to be the show stealer of the Payback night, seeing these two just have a natural chemistry against each other and have wrestled each other practically everywhere. Expect this to be the 4 to 5 star match of the night, but expect Sami Zayn to get the victory here. Although, don't be surprised if Kevin Owens wins either. This is practically the coin flip of the evening. I'm just going good guy here. Go Sami Zayn, go. On top of all that fun, next up, we have another NXTer making their pay-per-view singles debut. God, it's almost like an NXT takeover. Baron Corbin, the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and NXT mainstay for 3 years, makes his pay-per-view singles debut against Dolph Ziggler. These two have been fighting each other, and really fighting each other, off and on for the last month, with Baron Corbin pretty much being craftier, more evil, and a step ahead of the former world champ. Ziggler plans for revenge, but I wouldn't plan on him winning here. Corbin is way too dominant, way too hot, and the end of days is one of my favorite finishing moves in the current company. Expect Ziggler's end of days tonight, and expect me to go heel here with a Baron Corbin win. Straight out. Next up is a match between a guy I love versus a guy I'm kinda meh on. Chris Jericho versus Dean the Janitor Ambrose. And trust me, if you've watched the New Gaming Order podcast that I've been a part of, you'll know where that janitor nickname comes from. Well, this sparks because Shane McMahon took away the highlight reel from Chris and gave it to Dean Ambrose as the Ambrose Asylum. Chris Jericho didn't like the disrespect very well and is trying to fight not only to get Ambrose's respect, but his show back, especially after a WrestleMania win against AJ Styles, who we'll talk about just about a bit. Jericho is perturbed, but look for these two great superstars to have a great match, and considering Dean Ambrose's last pay-per-view match, you can't get much worse. Once again, this match mentally for me is a coin flip, but match-wise for me, however, it is not. I expect Dean Ambrose to pick up the victory. As much as Chris Jericho winning would make me smile on the inside, I can't support it here. Ambrose needs a big pay-per-view win, especially after that salty loss with Lesnar. And Jericho is just the right pick-me-up for that. So that's why I'm going pro Ambrose here. The main event of the evening. Well, I have to talk about him eventually, don't I? The man and the company that I hate the most. The most untalented wrestler in my over 20 years of watching wrestling. The WWE World Heavyweight black hole known as Roman Reigns has to defend his title against former TNA World Champion and all about pure wrestling talent and semi-demigod AJ Styles. Now, if that introduction did not tell you where my heart is leaning, then I can't help you. But the setup for it is pretty true. That AJ Styles legitimately won a World Championship title shot off of a triple threat thanks to Shane McMahon's golden opportunity. But now a shadow clouds AJ Styles' judgment and legitimacy. The returning Luke Gallows and his new tag team partner Kyle Anderson, also known to many wrestling lifers as two members of the legendary Japan group The Bullet Club. And now with echoes that Finn Balor, former NXT champion, may be headed up too, it looks like the Bullet Club is about to overshadow the other groups in the WWE and take a foothold, which leads people to believe that they could be in the result for this match. For Roman Reigns, it's to prove that the WrestleMania win, which is all fluke anyway, wasn't a fluke. That he can defend the championship 2 months in a row. Something that, oddly enough, in a funny, ironic manner, he's not been able to do. Yep. Both of the title reigns that he has previously has been quickly hot swapped to another champion. And AJ Styles, on paper, would look like another hot swap, especially if you add the Bullet Club to the occasion. But, sadly, I don't expect the hot swap to happen. Trust me, if it does happen, and you can put this on tape, I will be laughing my ass off all the way off of the bed I'm sitting on to see Roman Reigns once again get hot swapped and kicked back down for a fastly upcoming star. As much as I would love AJ Styles to win because he's a true champion in every sense of the word, I just don't see it. And that's really the sad thing. Roman Reigns gets the win. So, what do you think your predictions for tonight's Payback pay-per-view are? Are you as sick and tired of Roman Reigns' BS as I am? Leave your comments down in the comment section below. And make sure to either tune in back here for my feelings on the results, or with my friends in New Gaming Order tonight on Twitch. I'll leave a link there in the description. Find peace in your own Nirvana, wrestling fans, and enjoy WWE Payback.